realized that even with my makeup app on, that the adult acne on my face is really bad. For me, it comes up in cysts under the skin, and the makeup's not hiding that. The fake makeup, the real makeup would just make it worse, so you get what you get. But this topic is going to be about...
What? What are we talking about today?
I don't like you sometimes.
You love me.
I love you all the time, but there are times I really don't like you. This is why we're in couples therapy. Let's just be... Okay, microphone's not plugged in.
Oh, good googly.
But that's okay. People are still hearing us. I'm going to restart it. I'm just going to publish that in, and then you're going to bow your head, and I'm going to have my makeup back on, so at least I look halfway decent, and they can stare at your bald spot.
Can you hear us now?
They can hear us. They're fine.
Wow, look at that.
What are you doing?
Looking at the bald spot and the reflection on the glass table.
This is why we're in couples therapy.
Well, it's not every day I see the top of my head. I should draw a little face on it or something. It kind of looks like the little... If it had the correct mandibles, it could be like the alien or the predator head.
I'm not really sure where to go with from that. I had a topic. It was Juan. Juan is a young man. He just had his 26th birthday. And I met Juan when I volunteered to be a mentor through a program here in the Phoenix area. And he was in, I think I just said that, was in 5th grade. And I was his mentor for 3 years till he graduated the 8th grade, but then we moved to Texas. And so we stayed in touch while he was here, made sure we emailed, things like that. And then our job took us from Texas to California. And while we were there, I happened to be talking to him about how college was going. Turned out he wasn't in college, which I think is a crime for him. Not because he can't do well enough without college, but this world needs people like him in leadership positions, and unfortunately, more and more often, that requires people to go to college and have certain things. So I want him to be running the country. But, you know, he wasn't a natural-born American. He immigrated when he was a child. He immigrated legally when he was a child. I guess his parents immigrated him.
Keep talking.
And I'm going to keep talking while he's moving the thing. But
much better.
So he came over for birthday, and anyway, we found out he wasn't in college, squirrel, and invited him to come live with us in San Jose. And so what was that like, Tim, living with a guy when we didn't have sons? I mean, you had brothers.
I did, and I do.
So was bringing a young man to live with us a change in lifestyle? It was a change in lifestyle for me. I've never had sons.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. What was it like having a son?
Yes, it was nice to have someone else to move heavy things for you.
Really?
Yes. It was nice to have someone else taking care of the vehicles.
Oh, I should have just given him my Mercedes rather than trading it in. What was wrong with me? He would have loved it. He's married now. And I don't see him near as much as I would like to, but yeah. I love him dearly.
No, he's a good kid.
I think Tim loves him too.
He's a good kid.
You've known him almost as long as you've known the girls. You just didn't live with them as long.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's a good kid.
He is a good kid. He has a good position now. He's married. He did not finish college. His mom called him home, put a lot of pressure on him to come back because he was the most responsible. She had 4 boys. He's the second oldest. And apparently Juan's the most responsible one, so she really wanted him back and taking care of everything. And, you know, I get it. Yeah. As much as I loved him and I wanted to see him succeed, that's his mom, and she needed him back for her to feel secure and to have things taken care of. And You can't fight that. I mean, that's what family's for. He's doing well. I can't say anything about it. But his next younger brother apparently just graduated with his engineering degree. And then, of course, COVID hit, so he's not got a really good position right now, an engineering position. So fingers crossed for that. And then the baby boy is starting his senior year of high school. So
Distance learning.
And I have a feeling that Juan was a big influence on Abraham finishing high school and going to college. Very proud of that. He showed me a picture of his younger brother, the youngest, and it's the exact same face, like 4 foot taller. I mean, the last time I saw him, he was first grade, second grade, somewhere right around there. I guess, no, I've seen him once since he was older, but that face never changed. It was funny. I showed the picture to Dazzlin, and she's like, well, I'm not sure I'd recognize him. Then she looked at the picture. She's like, oh, my gosh, the face is the same. Who keeps the same face? But that's one of the things Tim and I have talked about, and I seem to be doing the talking.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things we've talked about is that our lives we're blessed enough that maybe we owe it to the community to take in foster kids, or at least one.
Yeah, I suggested that we start with an exchange student and see how that goes.
I'm not sure it's the same thing. We could try.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that take in exchange students that don't have teenagers or kids of their own, and it's just the exchange student. I had a very bad experience with an exchange student back when I was in Mississippi.
No, I thought you were talking about the other
student. No, we're not talking about that.
The other student we brought in to live with us for a while.
We're not talking about that. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake. Horrible, horrible, horrible mistake. That was blacked out of my mind, and now you've forced it back in.
That's payback for getting that earworm stuck in my head the other day.
We are Siamese, if you please. Ba-dum-bum-bum. We are Siamese, if you don't please. Ba-dum-bum-bum. That's all the song I know. I'm a Disney freak. I'm a Disney freak. One of his co-workers bought me this shirt because she knows how much I'm a Disney freak. But I don't know. I would, if we have listeners, we'd love your thoughts on it. What do you think about empty nesters who are doing decently, not struggling, and should they take in foster kids or a foster kid? There's a lot in the community that need people. Should we be one that steps up? I mean, we did it for 7 animals. Yes, we have 7 animals. We have 5 dogs and 2 kittens. And they're all very well taken care of. I'm not going to say they're all very well behaved because there's 5 dogs. But they're quiet right now. They're not horribly misbehaved. Excuse me, I probably had lips on the outside of my hands, didn't I?
Well, it didn't come over to me, so.
Yeah. I really would like your feedback. I know Tim would like your feedback. We're good parents.
Well, we think so.
Squirrel! I mean, I'm a bit spastic. I pissed my daughters off.
As mothers do.
But I love them.
As mothers do.
Good mothers do. Oh, I guess even bad mothers sometimes still love their kids. Thoughts? This doesn't make a good podcast when there's no noise.
Awkward pause.
Awkward pause. Apparently the dogs don't like awkward pauses.
No.
And
yes, I am a fan of Craig Ferguson.
Who's Craig Ferguson?
He used to end his interviews.
The name sounds familiar.
When he'd do the talk show late night, he would end his interviews.
So he's a late night talk show host?
He was.
Okay. What is he now?
I think he's just a comedian.
A comedian?
Yes.
So he got short, grayish blonde hair?
He was on the Drew Carey show. He's Scottish. Anyway, he would.
Oh, is he the one with the short, dark hair?
It's kind of peppered now. But he would end the interviews with giving his guests an option of an awkward pause, play the mouth organ, which is a harmonica, or touch his glittery balls, which were little mirrored disco balls. Oh, we had one somewhere. Most of the time, people would just pick the awkward pause, and it was funny. If you haven't watched any of Craig Ferguson's stuff, watch Craig Ferguson's stuff.
That was probably really an obnoxious laugh, wasn't it?
A tad, yes.
Should I not have done it?
And now you know even more why we're in couples therapy.